Java, Joe. Nectar of the gods, coffee. No matter how you say it, coffee makes the world go round. According to PBS.org's kitchen blogger, Tori Avey, 2.25 billion cups of coffee are consumed daily worldwide. She also states that second only to oil, coffee is the most valuable traded commodity in the world. Legend says Ethiopian goat herder Kaldi noticed his goats not wanting to sleep after eating cherry-like berries from a certain tree. Kaldi told the abbot of a local monastery, who took the berries and made them into a drink, learned it kept him awake for his long hours of evening prayer. Drinking is just one of the ways to consume coffee. Others include the unprocessed form, which is a cherry-like fruit. Early on, berries were mixed with animal fat to make a protein-rich snack bar. It was also used to make a wine-like concoction from fermented pulp. Monks found the benefits of the berries, and word quickly spread to the east, and coffee reached the Arabian Peninsula. Then it began its worldwide journey. The Arabs were the first to cultivate coffee and trade it. By the 15th century, coffee had been grown in the Yemeni district of Arabia, and by the 16th century in Persia, Egypt, Syria, and Turkey. As Europeans traveled to the Near East, they brought back stories of the unusually dark black drink. By the 17th century, coffee made its way to Europe and became popular across the continent. Those opposed to the drink called it a bitter invention of Satan. In 1650, when coffee made its way to Venice, local clergy condemned it. The controversy was so great that Pope Clement VIII intervened. Upon trying and liking coffee, the Pope gave it its papal approval. Once approved by the Pope, major cities in England, Austria, France, Germany, and Holland had all had coffee houses, which quickly became popular for socialization and conversation. By the middle of the 17th century, there were over 300 coffee houses in London alone. Coffee was brought to America in the mid-1600s. Even though tea was still a beverage of choice, coffee houses quickly began to appear. However, in 1773, when King George placed a heavy tax on tea, the colonists revolted. This revolt, better known as the Boston Tea Party, changed America's drink choice. Even though the Arabs tried to keep the coffee monopoly to themselves, the Dutch were able to get some seedlings of the coffee tree in the late 17th century. They failed at their first attempts in India, but succeeded on the island of Java in Indonesia. With success, the Dutch were able to expand to the islands of Sumatra and Celebes. In 1723, a young naval officer was able to plant a seedling in Martinique. The plant thrived and is credited for the spread of 18 billion coffee trees on the island of Martinique. From this stock, coffee spread to the Caribbean, South and Central America. Teddy Roosevelt is credited as one of America's great coffee drinkers, drinking nearly a gallon of coffee a day. He is also credited with coining the term "good to the last drop" used by Maxwell House. By 1960, awareness of specialty coffees has grown, leading to the opening of the first Starbucks in Seattle in 1971. Making specialty coffee drinks is an art form and takes a special person to make these. They are called baristas, although the title is not regulated. Baristas prepare espresso needed for specialty drinks. Espresso is a finicky beverage, and therefore a good manual espresso making is a skill. In preparing espresso, baristas need to adjust the grind of the bean, amount of coffee used, temping, and drink preparation. Errors can occur from too bitter, too weak, or too watery. Baristas are trained to operate espresso machines and prepare according to shop owners' guidelines. Whether you drink it black with cream and sugar, or you have to have a venti, whole milk, no froth, turtle mocha, extra whip, just remember that had Kaldi's goats not eaten the berries from the coffee trees, we may never have known the goodness that wakes so many people up in the morning.